So I have a little wheel choke here. It's the brand is Condor. I believe this one is the I believe this is the 1500 model, 1500. So what I like about it is that it's very high quality. It's all aluminum and it's thick aluminum too, very thick aluminum. It's this is probably 3/8 of an inch thick aluminum here. So it's real nice. It's actually very it's pretty heavy because the aluminum is so thick. So why did I get this? It's because when I have it, if you look at, because I have the rear stand and also a front stand. But the thing with the front stand and how the front stand works is that it connects up to the steering, up into the steering tube right here. That little hole. The thing about that is that for you to use the front stand, you have to have the rear stand. The rear stand holds the bike up so that way it doesn't fall over. Then the front just lifts up the front. So you have to use both at the same time. If you want to use the front, you have to use the rear. Otherwise, the front by itself is gonna hold up to the bike, it'll fall over. So that's the reason why I got this thing right here, so that way I could hold up the bike by the front and not the rear. So that way, when I have to do something with the rear, where I can't have any weight on the rear end at all, I'm able to hold the bike up. So that's why I got this thing. And I looked around, and there was a bunch of other ones that were pretty cheap. I seen them as low as like 30 something, 40 bucks. But they're just really cheap. They're like Harbor Freight stuff. It's like really junky. And this is really high end. It was about 150 bucks. I think I got it on, was it Amazon or eBay? I always shop on one of those two. I buy almost everything nowadays on Amazon and eBay. But anyways, it's about 150 bucks. Yeah, so it's really high end. It's all the holes and stuff on here, they're all machined. All machined out. Nice fasteners. I'm not sure if this is stainless steel or if it's zinc coated. It looks more like stainless steel to me. This thing is meant for intended for putting on a trailer, so you get a trailer to your bike, right? So that's why it has the mounting holes for a trailer here, right? And obviously you see the rubberized footprint, so that way the aluminum actually doesn't sit on the ground or on whatever surface. This piece right here is steel. That's actually pretty thick too. It's like a 1/4 inch thick plate. 1/4 inch thick plate that's been bent. And obviously you can see the wheel size adjustment. Same with the front as well. You actually adjust the height on this piece here as well. So this right here is set to fit my fit basically a standard sport bike tire. So let's actually look at it. Let's see how it goes. Let me do it this way. Go like this. So as you can see how it works. All right. So this bike I have is pretty heavy. Well, obviously you need to line up the bike, and my bike is not lined up. Let me line up the bike. Oh. Let's see, is that lined up? Adjust this angle here a little bit better. Do that. So that way you guys can see how it works. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, so we throw it on there. Now starting it up is actually easier than, so I'm a small guy. I'm only about 135 pounds and my bike is 420 plus pounds. And actually I'm on a little bit of an incline right now too, so I'm actually pushing uphill. So that bump, that choke right there, that's about an inch off the ground, maybe a little bit higher than an inch off the ground. So basically I'm pushing that front wheel over a bump that's a little bit over an inch off the ground, uphill. So give yourself good momentum. Throw it up on there. I don't think my bike's still a little bit tilted. I don't think it was perfectly lined up with the stand, with the choke. But anyways, So right now it's standing up on its own. It's slightly tilted to the kickstand side. So I actually dropped the kickstand down just in case. But anyways, so you saw how it came on, and obviously it's not, nothing's holding it up except for the choke. So the good thing about this is that it's pretty wide, right? It's wider than the rear stand, center stand, or a front stand. So it should be pretty sturdy. The thing that makes holding the front wheel not sturdy is because the steering, right? Because this thing, it pivots, so that makes it not stable. If this didn't move at all, if it stayed straight in line, this thing would be perfectly stable, just as stable as a rear stand, if not more stable, because it's it's a wider stance. But anyways, you see the space right there, right? Yeah. So yeah, I got this so that way, if I need to do something in the rear where I had to where I can't use the rear stand, I can use that. I plan on actually putting some bolts, because I'm not gonna use. Obviously I don't have a trailer, so I'm not gonna use this for that. I'm gonna put some eyelets on the side here, so that way I could tie like a line up right here, like a strap, so that way it's even more stable, so it doesn't go sideways. Then from there I could possibly use like some type of a jack and jack up the middle here, so that way the rear is basically suspended. So that's the purpose of doing that. So yeah, just like when you put on the front stand, the front stand that goes into the steering tube, the front wheel is actually suspended. It's not down on anything. It's suspended. So yeah, so that's my Condor. Actually, let me do a roll off real quick. Rolling off, I think it's a little bit harder than rolling on. But let's see. Again, I am at a front, at a slope going up. Oh, no, the bike is facing a uphill slope slightly. Probably about the same incline as a average garage driveway. So let me slide it off and see how it is. I think sliding off is a little bit harder than sliding on. Alright, so kickstand off. Was the first attempt. I need a little bit more muscle. There it goes. So yeah, with a little guy like me, lightweight like me, anytime I move a big heavy bike, I always have to be careful, because it doesn't take much to drop the bike. It doesn't take much angle. Just the bike just leans over just a tiny bit, a little bit of an angle, and then all of a sudden the thing just falls over, because I'm, being small and light. Small and light has its advantages, but also has its disadvantages, right? And also, I'm only 5'7", so I'm not real tall, so I don't have a lot of leverage either. But anyways, so that's the wheel choke. Again, it's a Condor. It's all aluminum, and I believe this model is the 1500. They have actually other attachments or other accessories for this thing too, but I don't necessarily need any of that. This is all I want, and all I'm gonna add to it is just, like I said, the little eyelets, so that way I could tie the bike down and make it more stable. Maybe even get like a plywood. I might potentially get a piece of plywood and actually bolt the thing down to put a little piece of plywood, so that way it's even a bigger, wider footprint. And that way, I know for sure the thing's not gonna fall over for sure. If I bolt it down to a piece of plywood that's wider. So that's it. So thanks for watching.